Hey guys, welcome to another edition of G's Top 7. This week, I'm giving you my top 7 NFL updates from this previous week, which is also week 2 of the preseason. So coming in at number 1, I have Anquan's announcement of retirement. Anquan Boldin was recently traded to the Buffalo Bills like a few weeks ago, so his retirement announcement was kind of a surprise. Anquan Boldin is definitely one of my favorite wide receivers of all time. He's so underrated, super dependable. I feel like if you were a quarterback and you played with Anquan Boldin, you were definitely happy to have him on your team because if you threw the ball his way, he was probably going to come down with it. So kind of was laughing in my head like, well, who's in Buffalo now? Tyrod Taylor definitely needs some help. I can't even name one receiver on their roster. So definitely need to get some help out there for the offense in Buffalo. But on a more serious note, Anquan Boldin did an interview and said that his life's mission has always been to help people. So he's dedicating his time to helping the criminal justice system and helping those people who've been caught up in the system and figuring out their lives. So I think that's pretty awesome. Congratulations to you, Anquan Boldin, on an awesome NFL career and also a future career that you're working on now. Coming in at number 2, I have Odell Beckham Jr. coming down with an ankle sprain versus the Browns last night. It was a pretty scary hit, which was totally legal, but also you don't want to see one of your superstars go down like that preseason. So it sucked. And I know it's just like an ankle sprain, but those are kind of nagging injuries. And being a guy like Odell Beckham Jr., you kind of depend on your ability to get off the line very quickly. And ankle sprains usually kind of hinder that. For a little bit. So in the first few weeks of the season, you might see him a little slow off the block, just until the ankle fully heals. But in other news, the Browns defense looked good. Yeah, it was just a preseason, so I might just be jumping it a little bit. But they looked pretty decent. Myles Garrett looked really awesome. But coming in at number 3, I have Players Uniting for Social Activism. There's a lot going on around our country, around the world right now, and everyone's entitled to their opinions and how they feel about it. But I think the biggest thing we can take from all of this is everyone just being open-minded to how people feel about all these situations and trying to unite as a people, even with these differences of opinion. So watching the Browns game, we saw about 12 players kneeling during the national anthem. But what was really awesome is you saw their teammates standing beside them with their hands on their shoulders, kind of symbolizing a unity between all of them as a team. And also this weekend, you saw safety Malcolm Jenkins from the Philadelphia Eagles, who held up his fist during the national anthem. So shout out to Malcolm for that move there. But his teammate, Chris Long, also had his hand around his shoulders, showing support for Malcolm, and just another symbol of unity in the NFL. And I think it's awesome that these players are using their platform to express their feelings and how they feel about what's going on in the country right now. And people really look up to these NFL players despite what we think about them. So to see them using their platform for something that I think is positive, I think it's awesome. And I hope they all continue to do things throughout the season. Coming in at number 4 for real this time, I have Trevor Simien getting the starting job with the Denver Broncos. And I put this update down on the top 7 list because I don't think it's a surprise that Trevor Simien got the starting job. I think to me it's more surprising that their number 1 draft pick from the previous year, Paxton Lynch, is still not really showing any real improvement. I know he's had some changes in his coaches and all that, but I still feel like at this level of professional football play, he should be progressing a little bit better. And I think about players like Aaron Rodgers, who backed up Brett Favre for like 3 years. But then I also remember that Aaron Rodgers was drafted in the 3rd round when he came out of Cal. So for Paxton Lynch to be a number 1 draft pick, I think is really interesting that he's not getting a starting job and he's not playing on the field and he's not really showing any real progression at his position of quarterback. Very interesting, but congratulations to you, Trevor Simien. Coming in at number 5, I have Leonard Fuornette, who set out this week's game with a foot injury and who will also be sitting out next week's game with an injury. They're saying he should be back week 4 of the preseason, but for a team like the Jacksonville Jaguars, who really have a lot going on, and your main guy for your offense right now is your running back, I think they should be a little bit concerned and really be hoping that he can be 100% when it comes to opening day week 1. Coming in at number 6, I have Le'Veon Bell, who's expected to return to his team, the Pittsburgh Steelers, next week. And what I'm thinking about is what his team is saying that it was part of his plan. Like, his whole plan was to train in Florida until the end of the preseason, come back to Pittsburgh, and then sign his contract. And I mean, that's cool. They're comparing it to what Eric Berry did. He did something similar. But my concern is Le'Veon Bell isn't Eric Berry. Le'Veon Bell is an awesome player. I will not take that from him. But he's also not your player who's been consistent off the field either. He's brought some problems to the Pittsburgh Steelers. He's been suspended quite a lot for an NFL player. So for him to kind of leverage himself on the same playing field as Eric Berry in that regard, I think that wasn't the right call. I really think that he should have been in camp, and he still could have worked out his deal. But remember, Le'Veon, you've had your issues off the field, which gives the Pittsburgh Steelers, in my opinion, some sort of negotiating power against your contract. But he is expected to be back on the field very soon, so that is great news. And coming in at number 7, I have an NFL update, which really isn't around players specifically, but this update is about the NFL. And as if it's not big enough already, the NFL signed a deal with Tencent Holdings, which is a streaming service based in China. And the deal includes NFL games being streamed live over in China, and also other shows like Hard Knocks being available over there as well. So I think it's really cool that the NFL continues to expand their brand. They'll definitely pick up plenty of viewers over in China, and we'll see what they do next. But that is all for G's Top 7 this week. I will see you guys next time. Bye.